Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Subnautica 2 launch showcase. I'm Danya, the community manager for Unknown Worlds, and I am extremely excited to have Point Crow here as my co host. So say hello.
Hi, hello. I'm very excited to be here. I'm Point Crow. If you don't know me, I play games wrong all the time and do weird challenges in them. And avid Subnautica fan.
I'm so excited to have you here as well to take everyone through this entire showcase. We have so much to get through. So everyone settle in, have as much fun. Make sure you've got a drink, make sure you've got something to eat, some snacks, because it is a jam-packed showcase to get you ready for Subnautica 2's launch. And Crow is going to give you a quick overview of what we have coming up.
Yeah, we have exclusive giveaways here. We have gameplay reveals. We have interviews with the developers, and we have drops to be won. There's so much more, and I'm really excited to get into this.
Yep, and we are not going to leave you hanging. I know we said that we have the exclusive gameplay reveal here for the new gameplay trailer, so we are just going to dive straight into that one and give you our brand new gameplay trailer for Subnautica 2.
I'm Noah. My job is your life. Find a convenient way to die.
Welcome back, Pioneer. For the sake of all our sleeping friends, we have to learn how to survive. Good luck.
No one wants to talk about how we got here. All you need to know is, it's a beautiful place to die over and over again.
We've set up a lab here with a few basic biomods. They're safe. But if you start to hear voices, or if you get the urge to swim to the tree, don't go.
Forget your debt. Forget Noah. Forget Altera. Forget the life you imagined. It's all gone now. You're going to die here. And that's all right. Pick the most interesting thing you can see and explore. Wouldn't that set you free? And I know where this mission will end. You'll join us soon enough.
I swear, every single time I watch that, I get chills. Like, it doesn't matter how many iterations of that trailer we've been through. I just love it every single time.
I just saw it for the first time. That was crazy. That was so good. I have so many things. I took notes. I'm ready to talk about it. Oh, wow. Wow. I'm flabbergasted.
No, it's okay. What was the thing that kind of stood out the most to you from the trailer?
Well, first off, multiplayer, right? Like, how many people did I count there? Like, at least two, which is crazy. I saw beautiful updated graphics for all of it. There's the loose story with the VO there. Forget Altera. You're going to die here, and that's all right. And that's a crazy line. It's a bar. We have the return of the architects. You see that at the end of the trailer. There's eyes in the tree. There's this tree that's a very central object to the environment and everything that we're seeing here. There's the ringfish, the crab with the rock. Beautiful fabrication. That animation was amazing. Does Kara return? Like because you see the hand going inside of the thing that you create in the biosphere. Like, that's so cool. And there's new biomes, and there's a lot. There's so many. I'm very excited.
I'm so glad. Like, your reaction is basically even with, like, obviously going through development and getting to play the game, like, all the way through every single stage that it's been in, like, even when I got to watch the gameplay trailer for the first time, like, I got chills all of the little bits that we have like teased in there for what you are getting in the first early access update, which is obviously coming May 14th, which is
It's close. It's really close. I also wanted to mention too, the music in the trailer was beautiful. I think it brings the exact vibe that you guys are looking for, and I mean, I can't wait to dive into it.
yeah,
Then I guess
Ben Prunty's back. Yeah. Ben Prunty is back again from Below Zero, so he's back to do all of our Subnautica 2 music. Yeah,
that's so good. And the 14th, May 14th, early access. Get it then. I mean, I can't wait. Like it's really soon, and I mean, I don't know what else to say here. It's just so I'm still like reliving the trailer in my mind.
yeah. Thankfully, we are also going to pop it up on our YouTube channel. So if you want to watch it over and over and over again until it comes out, you are more than welcome to do that once we're all done here.
Also, there's a giveaway, right? We just watched the trailer, but there is a giveaway for everyone watching and everyone at home. If you want to win one of 60 Reaper Leviathan U2's plushies, that's right, a Reaper Leviathan plushie, all you need to do is head to Gleam. The link is on screen and also in chat. And if you complete all the instructions there, it'll be basically pretty easy for you to win one of these 60 Reaper Leviathan U2's plushies. I'm really excited for that. I want one right now.
Yeah, they're really good. We worked really hard with U2s on all of our different plushies, and so the Reaper Leviathan one, if you follow our TikTok, sometimes we take them out to go and do silly little TikToks. So we've pushed them around on the swings in the local park. We dress them up for Halloween, all sorts of stuff. So they are great. U2s did an incredible job with them. So definitely make sure that you go and you enter to win one of these. But that is not all. We also are doing a Twitch drop, which is really exciting. It is the first time that we've ever done a Twitch drop for Subnautica.
I love Twitch drops.
So
great. I'm really excited you guys are doing this.
Yeah. So we have made a really cool sea moth statue decoration for your base in Subnautica 2. If you watch this stream for 20 minutes and you connect all of your accounts up, so connect your Twitch to Subnautica 2, you will automatically get the item when Subnautica 2 comes out in early access. So you will be able to get the blueprint in your PDA and build it and put it in your base's decoration. It is so cool. I absolutely love it.
It's great. I mean, Twitch drops are also like just amazing. So, hey, you might as well watch for at least 20 minutes, grab it, and put it in your base. Send screenshots. It'll be fun to see.
Yeah. And if you do miss out, so if you're watching the VOD or you were not able to get it this time, don't worry, it is not going to be wholly exclusive to Twitch for eternity. We will very likely bring it back in the future with like different events or different things that we do. So we don't want anyone to miss out. It'll just be anyone who's watching the launch showcase will be the first wave of people to get it. So don't worry. You will not miss out completely.
That's great. I mean, there's been way too many times when I've seen something and then I missed it 4 years ago. So
yeah,
it's great. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, we always try as much as we can to be like as generous as possible when we're doing giveaway items, which is why we also have another special thing that we're doing, which is if you purchase Subnautica 2 during the launch week, you will receive a buildable in-game Reaper statue for your base. Now, this is also a limited time offer to celebrate the launch, but similarly to the Sea Moth, it is very likely that we will bring it back again in the future, but for now, as long as you buy Subnautica 2 during the launch week, you will get it.
That's so great. I mean, we're going to have a bases full of statues of everything from the previous Subnautica games. Unless this Reaper Leviathan comes back in Subnautica 2, right? Maybe, possibly. You want to tell me more right now? Maybe, possibly? No? Okay.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think we've talked about it a bit that like we're on a new planet, so a lot of the creatures are not the same as the original Subnautica. So this was just a nice little way to be like, the Reaper Leviathan might not be coming back, you know, in its life-size way, but you've got like a little statue for the base. So they're in spirit, if not in body.
No, it's great. I'm excited to see the new creatures. I'm excited to see the new environments. All in jest, I'm really excited. I can't wait. And thanks for doing these drops. Hey, if you want them, go grab them.
Yep. And just to amp the excitement up a little bit more, we are going to move on to our first interview with the devs. So we are going to invite on a couple of them to basically just have a quick little chat, and then they are going to do a little demo after that just to show off some more of the game. So without further ado, let's bring them in. Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Sure. I'll go first. I'm Anthony Gallegos. I'm the game design lead on Subnautica 2, which means all the bad decisions are my fault, and all the great decisions are everyone else's.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Ryan Giami. I'm a system designer on Subnautica 2. If you can't find any copper, you should tell me. It will be the 50,000th time I've heard that you can't find copper, and I will once more delve into the mines and understand why.
I have a quick question before we start the rest of the interview. Why can't I find copper? I just want to make. It's curious.
Past 4 of them. The day-night lighting was such that you couldn't catch the reflection, which is why we added that separate little glint thing. Everybody said there was too much yesterday, and then they all said there was too little today, and depending on which build you were on, the feedback was different. We decided to add or remove the large nodes to that one cave based on some other data, and you missed those because the size was off. Or you already found it all in this cave, forgot about it, and posted to Reddit anyway.
Perfect. Thank you. Just wanted to know why.
I'm Daniel. I'm an environment artist, so my job is making rocks, coral, and covering Brian's copper with grass, so you can't find it.
It's supposed to be on the ceiling, Daniel.
Incredible, just absolutely incredible. We have a few questions ready to ask you all. So if you don't mind, we will get in with the first one, which we're not going to do anything too complicated or difficult, so take a nice breath. We're not going to throw you in the deep end, unintended. So when players first dive into Subnautica 2, what's the immediate difference you'd kind of like them to feel compared to the previous Subnautica games?
Well, I think the first thing we want people to notice is that we want them to see how much more beautiful the game is now. You know, I think Subnautica 1 and Below Zero are still like striking games. But we also know that, you know, Subnautica started development over 10 years ago. And so I think this is like a game that brings it to a sort of next generation of fidelity. And so after they take in the oohs and the ahs of how pretty it is, my hope is that they start to feel like, wait, it is very different looking. It's very pretty, blah, blah, but also I feel like I'm back in Subnautica. That would be the best compliment anyone could give, is that when they play for like a half hour, they're like, you know what? I feel comfortably like this is an extension of the things that I know before.
It's a very good question. There's a sense of like mystery that comes from not knowing stuff. It's very difficult to replicate. It's very difficult to have more than once, right? Like you talk about the way you remember playing Subnautica 1 the first time. You know, I played it again before starting on Subnautica 2 and got a bunch of wonderful memories about those big reveals, like the first time something, a Reaper grabbed me by the front and shot me off to the side, that kind of thing. If we succeed, I think we're going to create a bunch of new memories that feel the way those do when you look back. Like the hope is to be as memorable for similar reasons, but without having to repeat any of it, right? To ultimately put the lightning back in the bottle and let you have it again, and to go further than we did, to add more stuff, to sort of like take the what ifs that you've asked over the years, since the first game came out, and like actually pay some of them off and sort of invite your curiosity, see what you find.
I would give like an environment artist answer probably, but I think the stuff that's happening with light in this game is just incredible. We have everything is casting light into the scene. Everything that's bioluminescent is casting light into the scene. Even just colorful coral and stuff is bouncing light. And then the biggest difference I think is in bases, where you just have sunlight or other light just shining through your windows into the base, shining out when it's nighttime and you have lights on in your base. It just looks just like stunning to me, and I'm really excited for people to get to see that.
I imagine that's actually quite like a difficult problem to solve, right? Because it's not only like a regular game where you have above ground and you have one ray of light, but you also have diffusion through water, and you have to like really capture that. Is that something that like was genuinely a very difficult issue for you to solve?
I would say, yeah, we've iterated through, water light absorption and stuff like that, like a ton. We're still, figuring that out, especially when you get deeper, there's less sunlight. And so you have to figure out like this thing, this flashlight looked great up there. Now down here, it's like way too bright or whatever. So it's an ongoing thing. It's definitely worth it though.
Yeah, I also see the artists often agonize over, and I mean this in a good way. They agonize over like the way water looks when you look up through the surface. I forget the name of the actual effect, but there's like a ring effect that appears with the way everything looks, and they try and accurately replicate that, or even all the time they spent on the material that appears on the ground of the ocean when you are watching the way light comes through the waves and the rippling effect. It constantly creates that little bit of light motion across the ground. Like all the work that they've done to make that really makes it feel like, yes, you are in water and not just flying and like actually swimming in shallow water in a really great way.
I think most people can agree with me when I say, after looking at that gameplay trailer that we just did, that you guys did a fantastic job with it so far. It looks beautiful. I'm very, very excited to dive into it. I have a question following up, actually. And I know, Anthony, you did mention to me that you called me, I think it was a coward earlier.
Off camera, yes.
My own, yes, with my gameplay. So I was curious, right? Because Subnautica 1 and also Below Zero had such a sense of horror, a dread to go further, deeper into the ocean after having these very inviting starting environments. I'm wondering exactly, like, how did you design these biomes in Subnautica 2 to really like start feeling more and more dangerous as you get into there? Because I think I speak for a lot of people in the fact that the fear of the unknown is something that really drove them to play Subnautica even more and like love the game so much.
I think we get a lot of benefit out of the fact that we're on an unknown alien planet, and the fact that we're not repeating 4546B means that we have like a whole new slate of creatures that people have no idea what they do. And so, speaking about even watching your playthrough, right, that I watched, and I say coward affectionately because I was also a coward, that the first time you see like something like a gasopod, you're like, what's that? I won't go anywhere near it. It's going to kill me. And a gasopod ends up being kind of like a benign creature for the most part. But simply because you don't know what it's capable of, it's very scary. It's very, very scary. And I think we benefit a lot from that. So we always try and put predators in every area that you're in, some type of like minor or major threat. And I think simply by virtue of the fact that you have no idea what they do and that the game gets progressively darker, that alone does a lot of the weight of making it scary. Like, we don't have to intentionally be like, we need this guy to have a jump scare moment or anything like that. Not required. Just make it to where they will come at you and do a roar, and players will already generally be like, nope, I'm out, And as Daniel was pointing out earlier, just the fact that we have so much better lighting effects and stuff like that, I think the dark gets real dark and real scary, and it's I work on the game. I'm a little bit broken. Most things don't affect me, but there are still things that I play right now where it gets really dark, and I'm like, nah, this is really quite a challenge to play test. So, yeah, the alien world does a lot of the heavy lifting for us.
It's probably fair to say the music does too. I don't know. I think we're very lucky to get to work with Ben Prunty again. I've been listening to his music since like FTL. I used to have that soundtrack on repeat. And there's just a really beautiful thing that happens when that like emotional design intent starts from like, Anthony in a Miro board. And then months later, it's like, here's the music track, here's the high level concept. And you just start to see it become more and more real until you see a player play it. And you see the look on their face, you see that surprise, that like, and like months of work are paid off in that moment. All the effort is worthwhile in that moment. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, the music does a ton. There's a part, I think, there's one song that when I first heard it in the Subnautica 2 build, I was like, what is that? What is happening? And I think I was as scared as I've ever been, including, the previous games. I was just from the song. I didn't even know what was going to happen. I was just like, my God, what is this? And yeah, I think with the biomes, we also, the tech gives us the ability to make even more interesting like rock formations and stuff, and those can carry a lot of personality as well. I think the coolest thing to me about Subnautica is the two flip sides of like mystery. It's like I don't want to find out what's down there, but I also do want to find out what's down there, and so you're constantly pulled between like dread and curiosity. And so I think having even the scary biomes be really cool and interesting, is a huge part of it.
I was like, on that point, it's like I was really drawn to like the blood kelp forest in Subnautica 1, right? And it's like, whoa, like what is this place? Only to be attacked by a crab squid, and you're like, I can't do this. And I love the difference there with the Reaper Leviathan areas where it's just pure. There's nothing. It's just desolate. To really give you that sense of, oh, everything's open. Like you can't hide here. I think that really plays pretty significantly exactly what Anthony was saying as well, with environmental storytelling there, of really letting this alien world and darkness cloud your mind of fear of the unknown. It's great to hear from you guys about that.
Yeah, it's really cool because like I also feel like sometimes when you play it as much as we do while you're going through development, sometimes you feel like you get desensitized to a lot of that. But it's really not the case. Like there are still moments where I'll go through an area and like I just still feel that same sense of like wonder and awe, even if I've like been in there like 5 or 6 or 7 different times. And I do think that in a lot of ways, Subnautica 2 is like really capturing some of those like really beautiful moments that you got in like Subnautica and Below Zero. But I kind of want to hear from all of you guys as well, but is there like a biome or a creature that you think kind of really showcases like how Subnautica 2 is like different?
That's a good question. Because it's funny because I'm like thinking about a lot of our early creatures. The attempt was to match the sort of feelings of like Subnautica. I think if I'm thinking about the stuff that you would have definitely seen in the gameplay trailer, there's this creature we called a 4-eye, and it's in the very first gameplay trailer we ever did. Not even the most recent one, but the first one. It's the creature you see split in two, and it does this cute little spin thing and comes back together. I thought that was an interesting piece of like evolutionary biology we explored, which is that we wanted to have this idea of creatures that existed as two individuals, but come together for one like life form, basically. And that was a way that we were trying to differentiate the life on this from what you saw in 4546B. And that will not be the only creature in the game that operates that way, because that was like a sort of, we started thinking, a lot of players do way more thinking about this than I think the devs originally ever did, about like, oh, see, this creature comes from this same sort of phenotype as this, and they are all in the same genus. Like, sure, I think that's awesome. I love that people do that. But this time I would say people are more intentionally doing that, where they're like, okay, so this would probably be related to this, and this is like a thing we want to carry through creatures on this planet, maybe more intentionally than before. So I think that one exemplifies that.
I'm waiting for like a couple of folks on the team to read those theories on Reddit and go, oh my God, they're right. That's a good idea. We should make that actually true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think about it. That's great.
Right. Like they look at it like, that's better than what we had written down. That happens. Good ideas come from lots of places. Both the biomes I want to talk about are not ones we could talk about yet, and so it's frustrating. But I can say why I care, why I think they're going to be so wonderful. there's two things that are really unique to Subnautica biomes that I love. There's the environmental storytelling methods that we use, where we exercise an awful lot of constraint and don't throw the UI in your face and don't really tell you what it is and kind of just pull you through with big, scary, spooky stuff or mysteries or the just unknown. Or, as Minecraft may have noticed, the big, scary reapers push you down and then you have to go to the place that was more scary before but isn't actively going to eat you. So we have a lot of fun stuff, just like how you arrive at a place and have to sort of sort the mystery out. The other one is when we do the full ecosystem sort of thing, where this zone is defined by the life forms that live there and the way the other life forms respond to it. And we've got some really, I wish I could talk about it, dynamics and loops where it's you will know going into the zone that all the life here is aware of something particularly spooky, and you too shall become afraid of it in time. And I look forward to somebody dissecting this exact language months down the line and go, oh, it was that one.
Hey, you know what? I mean, you can tell here. We won't tell anybody. You just want to just tell us a little more. That's fine. That
If people do that,
here's the segment.
Go on the internet and tell.
Yeah, there's four creatures, two pairs of creatures that I think they're too far ahead to talk about explicitly. But if there's one creature and if another one gets in proximity to it, their behavior changes in ways that are bad for you, the player. So it's oh, if I see that guy, not a good sign. If I see that guy and this other guy, that's a really bad. And I just find that so cool. It feels really like there's sort of this interaction between different organisms around you rather than just between them and you. It's very cool to see.
Yeah, I love that idea. It really makes it more of a living world that you're experiencing. You've been, from what we've seen in the gameplay trailer, you've been thrust down into this, this planet, and you're not someone who's involved with any of these environments. So exploring that and seeing all of these different places interact rather than them just being segmented by biome. I love that. And that's really great to hear. I can't wait to exactly find out what you're talking about. I feel that's another, going back to that previous question, sense of dread. You see these two things together, run.
Yeah.
And so we've talked a little bit about the fauna of this new alien world. I want to talk a little bit about the vehicles, right? What makes, so I know in Subnautica, we had the Sea Glide in Subnautica 1, the Sea Truck in Subnautica Below Zero. What makes the Tadpole in Subnautica 2 more than just another vehicle? What's, how does it change how players explore through the environment? And why is it special to you?
One of the things that I think we all on the team do is we all watch a lot of the content that people make about Subnautica. And when we were trying to think of Subnautica 2, we were okay, well, we want to make it more like Subnautica 1 than Below Zero, which isn't to say that I reject wholeheartedly anyone that says Below Zero is not a great game. I think Below Zero is an amazing game. I love Below Zero. And I'm also a Sea Truck lover, which that puts me at a weird spot with some people. I think the Sea Truck's great. But I understand a lot of the criticisms of people had with it, which were totally fair. And so to me, I think what the Sea Truck did that was awesome was this idea of modularity. And maybe some of the execution on it is what left some people wanting. And so when it came to the Tadpole, we were looking at, okay, how could we add modularity to it, but make sure that the things that we're adding isn't about you're not building the sea train. It is more about swapping out the vehicle for different roles. And that's the thing that we're trying to do with it, is that every chassis that it attaches to serves a very specific purpose and a very different gameplay role from the other. We could, in theory, create 50 chassis if we wanted to, but we're very intentional with the ones that we put in the game are meant to shake up the way that you would normally use this vehicle. And then the fact that it can detach from the chassis just means that it makes exploring more dynamic, because let's say you were in a chassis of size and you got to a cave entrance that was too small. That gives you that moment to start doing the Russian doll of detach from the chassis, going with the Tadpole. Now I need to break out a resource, so I'm going to get out of my vehicle and start using my wake makers, the Sea Glide equivalent, and then drive around to the resources, and so we get that same sort of feel that you get almost from, in a way, going from the Cyclops to the Sea Moth to the player on the Sea Glide. And we start to get that even with just the chassis early on. I think it's important that the chassis is not the end of the road for vehicle size increases. We will have a large sub, but I think it gives players that sort of early sense of power and progression, and chassis means that they can have choices with how they want to play. Like the goal isn't to make like one chassis that's irrelevant after a certain point. It's that, 20 hours in, you and I sit there and think about our tadpoles, and you're like, I don't want to use that chassis. I like the one that I have for this role, and that's fine, And I think that's where it feels pretty special.
I'm glad to hear that. I think a lot of people have varying opinions about the sea truck, so thanks for also addressing that too. I'm a sea truck neutrality. It was just a vehicle in the game for me, but I understand that. And it's also, so just to follow up with the chassis here. So you'll have one for, I guess, like exploration. You'll have one for maybe like biosphere thing or whatever. Or maybe you'll have one for this other function. Just to clarify there, and then you can just like always use it for that. Detach it and explore whatever you want. Is what you're essentially saying here?
Yeah, like the first one that we have, the one that we've shown with the wings, we primarily think of that as more of an exploration one. It's the one that makes the tadpole the fastest, for instance. But it has limited utility when it comes to things like storage and stuff like that. So it's much more I'm going around fast to look at stuff, and then maybe we could have options of ones that could like hold more, for instance. So stuff like that is the type of things where we're thinking about like, we often think about it in player roles. I've talked with Brian about this, where we're like, oh, it's a player that just cares about exploring and driving around and looking at creatures. And then there's a player that's like, I'm a player that wants to just grab everything off the ground and be a locust on the world. And, like that's like two different mindsets. And we can kind of cater to both of them at individual times without saying like make a whole new vehicle. But you could still have your little Iron Man moment of, looking at your little chassis all lined up or something like that and kind of pick which one you want to dock with. I think stuff like that feels really neat for players.
That sounds great. That sounds really fun.
One thing I would add is we have a really cool hardpoint system. And so you can add, in addition to the chassis, you can add, I want to put an extra storage compartment on the outside. Or you can add a light. You can put a light on there, or other stuff. I think we're still building more things that you can add to those hardpoints. And it starts to feel like an off-road rally car with like stuff strapped to the roof. It feels like very much like it's my tadpole. It's not just the tadpole. This is my tadpole that I built for what I want to do with it. And I get the sense of ownership. I really love that stuff.
Yeah. You just kind of like just really, I got that. We can just kind of strap the around and call it a day. Yeah, I get that.
Nice improvisational prop, ready with the duct tape.
Yep.
I
want to be like a giant game design nerd for a second. So like the sea truck was an interesting way for the player to make choices, because you can kind of have everything if you build it all and are willing to go really slow, but then it all kind of looks and handles and feels the same. And I feel like the Tadpole chassis model does a good job pushing past that, to where the different choices you make about how you want to play feel, look, appear, or like have an identity that is different. It's not just I've added this box to the back of my truck that does a thing. It's like, no, I'm in the one with the fast wings that goes super quick and lets me run away from predators, versus the one that I'm going to use to try and move my base over there past those same predators, where I have to desperately hope that they don't catch me because I'm slower this time. It's like, it's not quite as much as you could just have this enormous train of everything. Like, you have to make choices, but then we can pay those off with really strong trade-offs and good drama.
I think the really nice thing is that we can probably show some of this off. So we're going to have a little bit of a gameplay demo. So we're going to have the three of you showing off some of the really cool stuff that the Tadpole can do and going through some really cool areas. So we're going to go and switch over to that so that everyone watching can take a look at that demo, and then we will come back afterwards and have some more interviews with some more of the other developers.
It's the gameplay demo time. Show off some of those vehicles we were talking about in our sweet base with our moon pool. Totally not ramshackle. I'm a very beautiful base builder. I build the best bases. But no, we have our giant awkward moon pool, but we could drive ourselves, but I think it'd be cooler to get a ride.
Hello? Bus is here.
Welcome.
Come on in. Make sure you bring your hardpoint stuff if you got anything to schlep around.
Well, you got an oxygenator on you right now and a work light, so let's do that.
Well, must have forgotten I left that stuff in the truck.
I'm seated.
I am enjoying a scenic view of the grass under the thing while we wait. All right, here we go. All right, and where would you gentlemen like to go today?
I don't know. Take me on a tour, driver.
A tour. Oh, love those. It's like I passed the test for the knowledge, and now I can just show you all around Coral Gardens.
Uh-oh. There
Some
we go.
lovely bioluminescent spires. We have some donuts that are very fun to drive through in smaller, faster vehicles.
The thing about this vehicle is the top speed on it's still pretty good. It's more just like a little bit of like a driving a Mack truck. It takes a while to get up there.
Yeah. Let's see here.
But it was always a priority for us to make sure that each chassis kind of had its own identity, and the speed is definitely one of the major components of that.
The acceleration curve gives it a very distinct feel.
Yeah.
I think we've got, I'll call this the Spider Dome coming up.
Yeah. You should take us out over some resources so we can see how the cool light on the bottom of the hull kind of works.
Ooh, good idea.
One of the things about it was, we wanted it to be like the work rig, so you and your friends could go drive to your construction job together and go gather up materials.
Perfect. Like, I could take you all right to this drop-off, and then we could build a dive elevator to get you all the way down, and you could stick the oxygenator.
Oh, I actually just realized that for the first time that we could look through the camera.
I thought that was just for the driver.
No, we're watching the camera too. That's great.
Nice. We've got some lovely water slugs down there, and here we are coming up on an awful lot of the Necro Legends.
Yeah, I will say at night the anemones here look so pretty.
Yes.
I think in the Q&A you were talking, Daniel, about the way that the lighting bounces off stuff in a way that's so different than the old games. And I think you see a lot of that, even with the light, the way it's bouncing off the vehicles right now.
Such an amazing lighting artist, Freddie, but even, just placing stuff in the world, every time you are dropping stuff in, it changes, the lighting. It's really amazing.
Here, I'm going to gather some of these acid things. Park me above and turn on the light, boss.
Yes, sir. Here we go. A nice little clump. Use my lower camera to get that positioning just right. There you go.
Oh wait, I forgot to bring my blade. I'll blow up some of these rocks instead. I'm like the worst prepared person on the. Oh wait, no, I have the axe. I'm always prepared.
We never doubted you for a second.
All right, I got some cysts. Which is a sentence you only say in a video game is a positive thing. Maybe we should go in search of wildlife. I mean, I guess, it's not to besmirch the fair anemone. They are also wildlife. But yes, or what is and what isn't an animal? That's another thing that we commonly have debates about. Yeah.
Yeah. Deciding what to name stuff internally.
I would love to see some of the creatures that Daniel worked on that are in this area. If we just go a little bit more east.
Just gonna at least see how I can handle this current over here. Ah! This is fine. It's fine. We're fine here.
Yeah. One of the cooler creatures that I think we put in the game are these massive jellies. The cool tentacles going over the edge.
Yeah, these were a long process getting these set up in this biome, but worth it, I think.
I think it's like the right amount of balance. This is one of those things where we're like, is it a creature? Is it a plant?
What does it think about?
It's such a cool. Yeah, exactly. What's this thing's agenda? I don't know. Well, you can know though if you scan it.
I learned the terms exile and motile, which is a fun way of saying life that moves and life that doesn't.
Yeah. Our writer Seth educates me on a lot of stuff.
I only knew sessile because that's what my dad said I was whenever I was playing video games.
I feel like the research we've had to do to make this game is like the most fun and rewarding subject matter research of any game I've gotten to work on. Someday we're going to talk all about methane cleft rates. Very exciting internet stuff. All right, we got any of those cool creatures down here? I think, pretty sure we can find a Jeticaris in one of these caves.
Oh yeah, if we want to go cave diving a little bit. I'm catching up to you guys with the work light. I'm portable light man.
Oh, there we go. We'll stop the glass for.
Yeah. Let's take a look.
Oh, here's a perfect little cave with this nice little light. Wonder what's in there. You know what I need to do? I probably need to detach from my hull chassis into the regular tadpole. And now I can come with you. Right. Chassis detached. Small tadpole mode. Let's do it.
Yeah, there's some silver and some copper in here, but I don't think there's a Jeticaris. Or if there's, I know there's one of the caves in this area
Kind of tempted to take this copper.
that goes way deeper than you expect.
Yes, I think they're all connected too.
I'm putting the copper in the hull.
Nice. Yay!
Look at this guy. He's out here working. Oh yeah, I was like, what are you gonna do? The hull was gonna get stuck.
Yeah, I popped it off.
What up? Here, let me put this light on the back now, so I don't have to carry it anymore. There we go.
Perfect. Can you leave it on? Is it lighting up behind me?
Yeah, it is 100%.
Excellent.
Now you're providing a nice early downward light.
Yeah, I found a Jeticaris.
Oh yeah.
You're there, down here somewhere.
Hi, little guy. People are always saying how many crabs are in the game. Well, we got the big crab, we got the little coral crab, we got this guy. I love his eyeballs. They're so cute. I guess if you like crabs, I mean, some people might find this actually genuinely terrifying or horrifying, but I think they're pretty cute. And I love that they have basically Iron Man boosters on all their limbs.
100%.
We're bringing the hauler. We got to haul something.
Exactly, I know. Brian and I are just like, oh, what are we doing? Right. Gathering stuff. Right.
Right, so I can go back into the signals menu. I can turn it back on for other ones.
I do like that you can take the tadpole and drive it around and leave the hull chassis behind, and I can fill it up while you're driving the tadpole.
Yep. Like you guys are loading it up. We could almost have multiple hulls, and it's just like a semi-truck. Exactly.
And if we had had a locker too, we could have then attached a locker to the base tadpole, filled that up too. Like you can end up.
Why, Anthony? Can't you make one of those with your base builder?
Oh my gosh, Brian.
He said very not stagedly.
Yeah. Yes, I can.
I actually really like that. We moved a lot of these things to the base builder so you can do them out in the world without having to get lost in the menu too much.
Can be hand carried or attached to a hull point. Avoid workplace friction. Inform your coworkers before moving their stash.
One of the early playtesters referred to this as the sea purse. That's what I always think of it now as. Yeah. Yes. They were like, I don't want to take a sea purse with me everywhere I go. And I said, oh, I love taking this thing around. I think it's like one of the best improvements we did to the original game was making the portable locker. Actually, originally it was just the floating locker, and then we made it the portable one, and I think that actually does a lot for early inventory benefits.
I love how it comes back as a sort of an expandable storage for the vehicles as well on the hard points.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of that was one of our programmers, Adrian, who just insisted on making these things way cooler. And at first I was like, it's just the floating locker, who cares? You use it for like 10 minutes and you don't think about it again. And he's like, but what if it could become a thing that you liked and you thought about it? And I was like, I guess that's smart too.
That was my first time trying to dock a tadpole with something on its hard point.
Oh, yeah. I know, and look, now we have just too much stuff. I'm going to leave this oxygenator here for now.
There we go.
There we go. Here, let me put this other lock around there. This locker doesn't have anything in with it. Let me leave this stuff here. No one cares.
Daniel filled this thing up. Check out the trunk.
I know. It's absurd. Daniel was like doing all this work, and all I'll do is benefit from it. Sounds like a normal day in the office. Thanks, Daniel.
Let's see, we got a lovely nibbler mango over here. Andor 2, Andor 3. Getting the bus. Gonna die. What?
Actually, I'm gonna ride on the middle handle for a bit. Yeah. This is the real way to travel. Without the comfort of a seat.
Let's see, we got some wreckage. Some real big jellies.
Oh yeah, these rocks, I made them as well. The horizontal stripes.
Probably fit in here. There we go. Nice.
Well, actually, I should be honest. Akash made some rocks, and then I put a filter over them that gave them striations. I changed. It's transformative, so it's fair use. They're my rocks now.
Yeah. No, yeah. Kosh basically made a block, a raw block, and you turned it into something beautiful. I get it.
Oh, wonder what that is down there. Making a strange ping noise.
Oh.
Guess they're just gonna have to find out something on their own.
Yeah, some people were I know I put a shark over in this area, and some people were sad about that, but I think it's narratively important.
The shark is narratively important.
It is. You'll see if you play and read all the stuff, you'll find out why.
It's gonna.
Amazing. Oh, there it is. It's above us right now.
Yeah. No, that shark. That's Gary.
That's Gary.
I don't know actually.
We're on Gary's turf now. We should give.
Henceforth he is now Gary. This is the new Gary fish. Yeah.
You know, we're just cruising past these hammerheads that could completely blow us up, or each other. I think they're about to wait.
Yeah, they have one of the coolest creature-to-creature interactions in the game. And the fact that they don't like the vehicles, I think, is actually a pretty cool thing too. Maybe you're a rival. Maybe, who knows? Maybe you just look really nice to them.
It's like, am I interesting or delicious? Unclear.
We've had multiplayer going since some of the early days of the project, but it's still so fun when I just see people, I don't know, driving about and stuff like that. It's just so different. And it takes a lot of the edge off when I play these games.
It's nice and chill. There's a huge current down here.
I guess this is why Daniel works so hard, because otherwise he's just getting a free ride the whole time. I'm out here getting my cardio.
Yeah, I do that when I'm hitchhiking. I just offer to fill their trunk with rocks. People don't like it, but in Subnautica 2, it's a viable strategy.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Someone that's willing to come into the game and just add rocks to the pile, you're pretty much the best. All right. Well, I feel like we gave the people a good look at the vehicles and some of the early parts of the game. There's definitely some new stuff in there for people that haven't been paying too close attention to. So, some new creatures, and you got to see the haul rig. Did you guys have anything else that you wanted to say before we close this out?
Not so much. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Excited to see everybody else's adventures.
Yeah. We appreciate you hanging out with us.
All right. Well, we can't wait to see what you do when you go on your own. So, go out there, play the game, and tell us what you think.
That was a pretty good demo. I love it when the devs get to play together, because it's kind of on the cusp of, like, they know the game so well, but also are just fans at their hearts as well. So they kind of do some of the same stuff that, like, just the fans would do.
Yeah, it's like, why make something that you're not like all the way into? It's just great to see their creativity and passion come out like that. It's also great to see the Tadpole in action.
Yeah. I love the Tadpole. I'm also very excited. I know they touched on it a little bit in the interview as well, but like all the things that all the potential that it has for things that it could do. So I just there's so much. We're like really excited for like when the Tadpole is out there and people are actually just playing the game and moving through the world, like thinking about the possibilities of what it could become and what else it could do. And so I'm really excited to see what the community asks for. Because I think there's like such a real possibility that they'll ask for something that like never even entered our minds.
It's cool with the community there too. And also, like, Subnautica is just a really big sandbox. So what we've seen so far is that you guys have given us a lot of neat tools to work with.
Yeah. Speaking of neat tools, we are actually going to bring in some more of the devs, and they are going to talk a little bit about base building. So we will go ahead and we will switch over, bring those guys in, and get chatting to them. Okay, hi. Welcome back, Anthony, and welcome, Carolyn and Sam. Carolyn, Sam, do you want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, hi, I'm Carolyn, engineer. I mostly worked on bases on SM2.
And I'm Sam, also an engineer. I'm working on animation at the moment, but I've worked on a bit of everything so far.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you guys. Thanks for joining us. We have a couple questions for all of you guys. And also, Anthony, would you like to introduce yourself for a second time?
I mean, game design lead. I help out with all the sort of creative development of the game. So like any team, we do early ideation on regions and stuff like that. That's the work that I do. And we try and figure out the next resources we're going to do. Like I said before, if there's a problem with the game, you can blame me. And then just pour it all out this way. And I'll do what I can to make it better.
Well, thank you so much.
Amazing. Obviously, Subnautica 2 is introducing co-op for the first time. It has not been in any of the previous games, but the previous games were also known for its kind of solitude. How did you approach adding multiplayer with that in mind?
So we knew we needed to do multiplayer because we looked at like the Nitrox mod and stuff like that, and Nitrox had like 750,000 downloads or something. You were like, okay, this is a feature people clearly care about, you know. And not to mention when it comes to survival games, you know, co-op is kind of par for the course. I think the most successful games in the genre have the option of co-op, and so to me, I looked at the experiences that I found the most inspiring that I think accomplished both of those things. And one of them for me was The Forest and Sons of the Forest. I think those are great games. Raft also does this as well, where they make the game and they say, we're making the game as a solo experience. And then if you want to bring along friends, you can choose to bring along friends. And I think that's the thing for us. You know, the little slogan that I started saying to the team was that it's not a co-op Subnautica, it's Subnautica with co-op, which I think is an important distinction. Because if we were making a co-op Subnautica, we'd be making a bunch of mechanics that were like, we'll turn the levers together, the only way we can get through this tunnel is to like pull each other back and forth through the current or something. You know, there are great games like It Takes Two and stuff like that that are amazing co-op games. And that's not what we wanted to do. But to make sure that we still had the sense of isolation, I think that's why we provide the option to play completely by yourself. And if you're someone that's really worried about isolation, I think it's best to do your first run by yourself and then invite your friends later. I think that's a totally valid way to play, or run 2 saves at the same time. But the other is that we don't leash players. And I think that makes a big difference. You know, there are a lot of co-op games that would leash people to keep them sort of bound to each other the whole time because of like performance, other reasons. We let players freely swim wherever you want. And it's really easy even when you're in co-op to end up, even though we're in a server, that we could end up really spread apart and you'll experience something that'll be unique to you because I'm not there. And I think so you still get those moments that feel isolated enough.
Do we know the limit of how many people can play at one time?
4 is our gameplay limit.
I think personally, it's interesting with multiplayer. I think sometimes multiplayer is scarier, I guess. you know, when you were together and then suddenly you're like, oh, where did they go? Well, like what happened? I have had some of those moments like playtesting, I think, where we're like, okay, we're gonna do this together. And it's just like, oh no, where did you go? I'm gonna have to do this by myself now. I just think multiplayer is great for base building. I think it's fun when you're trying to do kind of a group project. Like, oh, there's a whole new room here. That's kind of something that I guess very different from Subnautica 1. No one's changing your base or wrecking all your work.
Yeah, I think I was originally very much one of those like single player first people, but in the kind of process of testing things, filming footage for devlogs and similar, it kind of converted me. Seeing, you know, your friends get eaten is a very different experience to just getting eaten yourself. So yeah, I think I've been converted there.
Oh, I also want to say, I feel like I finally understand the scale of everything because of multiplayer. Because you see how big like a player character is. Before in SN1, I was like, I don't know, and like when you actually look at those size comparisons, I was like, oh, that's like huge.
That's a really good point to bring up. I didn't think about that actually. The fear of seeing your friend eaten, or being tracked by something, and then just not being able to help them is a full other fear that you can really dive into, as well as really having a frame of reference for the scale of everything else. Because all you have are, well, that's a big rock, I guess, or like that's a really small fish. That's really cool. I'm glad you brought that up. There's the solitude of Subnautica seems to come back with Subnautica 2, and then there's a whole new experience you'd like to do co-op. So I do have a follow-up question with this. Because Subnautica 2 is entering and releasing an early access, right? What are the sort of most important foundations that you are sort of sticking to and laying down right from the start, so then as the game builds even more, it can do so properly?
Well, we have, you talk about foundation. I think we express it through like gameplay pillars is how we do it. The most important pillar for us, sometimes when people talk about Subnautica, they call it a survival game for shorthand. And I think Subnautica is a survival game. You can't argue that because it has like food and water and stuff. But I think primarily for most people, Subnautica is an exploration game. And that's the foundation that everything's built upon first, is that we try and make the exploration in the world the star. And that's really everything. And then once we have that, survival mechanics, all that, everything else, that's the sort of background noise that helps you drive you through the exploration. So the foundation we're laying is trying to make a world that has enough narrative and progression support to make it worthy of exploration. And I think we've done that in spades. I can confidently say that this version of Subnautica is by far the most ambitious early access launch that the studio's ever done, and should provide, from what I've seen, much more content than I think a lot of people will expect for a first early access launch.
Good to hear. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I guess I can add some to the technical side of that. So obviously, it's really important for us to have a really strong technical foundation going into early access. But I think the most important thing is we've tried not to lock ourselves into a specific implementation for anything. So no matter what the community feedback is, we're prepared to kind of pivot and change features. At least the things that I've worked on, I've tried to make everything as customizable as possible for the designers, so that if there is feedback, we don't need to wait on an engineer to change the code for something. We can just change something up, push it out to the community, see what they think. So for me, the technical side is getting a really strong, flexible foundation there, and then we can build on that with new features and feedback from the community.
Yeah, I think for base building also, it's interesting because it's basically a tool, right? And so part of us, I think, is just waiting to get the game out so that we can see what people actually want to build. Like we have all these toys that you can play with, but we are only a few people, so we're never going to be able to cover everything, all the creativity in the player base. So I think early access is a huge part of that, because once we see what people are really drawn to, what they want to make, I think that will really guide the direction there.
Gotcha. I You have one more here. With the what Sam brought up with feedback. Once you release this, there's so much. There's a lot of content that's going to be made. A lot of people talking about it. What is that process like of distilling all of that down into real constructive feedback, so then you can actually add or subtract to the game based on what people are saying about it?
I actually feel like that's a question that's probably best suited for Danya, honestly, to answer, because she'll be. I feel like I'll be getting.
Let me interview you too.
Well, I feel like I'll be getting a lot of that delivered from Danya, and then Danya will help filter a lot of that for us, which is the great thing.
Yeah, I think a huge part of it is being able to be present in all of the different places that the community lives. Like the community, it's not just going to just be content on like channels like YouTube or Bilibili or Twitch or wherever people decide to put that out. We're also going to have people in Discord. There are so many multitudes of like social channels now, and the community all decides that they want to live in different places. And so a lot of it is just being able to be present in all of them, monitoring it, and like looking for like patterns. Like so much of what I do is like pattern recognition, like trying to see what's the commonality across all of these places that people are talking about and being able to bring that in. A huge part of my job is basically then digesting that down for the rest of the team into what the community is saying, what that means, and then how frequent it's being said. So a lot of it is going to be like pulling Anthony into a room sometimes and being like, hey, I'm hearing all of this stuff. Or just like presenting it in a nice, digestible way to the team. It is, and I'm sure that there's probably a lot of other community managers out there, it is probably one of the most difficult parts of our job, is being able to just do the monitoring, especially at scale, but being able to see ultimately, like when it gets down to it, when all of this stuff like comes out into an update and you see, wow, that really came from the community and moved all the way through and is now out in an update. Like it's genuinely one of the most rewarding parts of my job, is just seeing that make it all the way through from like point A to point B. So yeah, it's not easy, but it is extremely rewarding.
I mean, yeah, I can't even imagine. Thank you so much for answering that, Danya. I
No,
appreciate that a lot, and thank you for the work you're doing with Subnautica too.
I think as an individual developer as well, it's important that if we are interacting in the community, which is something I enjoy doing, that we don't just find some feedback one person has said and go and act on that. It's about recognizing that what you're seeing in the community is just a small set of it, and trusting people like Donya to give you a broader view of the community. So I can interact with the community, but I'm not going to take something one person suggested, go code it up, and find out it's actually not what the community as a whole wants.
Yeah, I think treating every person in the community as a data point, which is not to say that they're just data, but I mean the sense that like if Viewpoint Crow came to me and said, "Hey, I'm having this one issue," I would be like, "Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to necessarily address it off of a single person's thing, but I will note that, and then that way, if I go to Danya and say, can you tell me if more people have been experiencing this thing?" And then we can find out if it's actually like a broad sort of thing versus like, developing the game for any one person's tastes as well. Like we don't do that for any person on the team either. No one person on the team, we don't develop it for their tastes. We try and really put ourselves in the mindset of what people are going to want broadly.
Yeah, it's good to hear. Really good to hear.
Yeah. We have another demo coming up. I know we talked a tiny bit about base building, and that is what our next demo is going to be about, but it's so hugely improved on the previous two games. So what is something about it that you just absolutely love the most, based on like where it's come and where it's developed from, like Subnautica and Below Zero?
It's a challenging thing for me to answer because I'm usually like the most Spartan of base builders. I build like one room, like a studio apartment, and do nothing with it. But the nice thing about co-op is that one thing I love playing co-op is that I can just dump all my stuff into a locker and then someone else will make it beautiful for me. And the base building feature that I think supports that the most is the sculptural stuff, specifically for me with windows. Because in the last interview we did with Daniel, you saw when Daniel was talking about how now lighting comes in naturally through all the windows and stuff like that. And I think the way that people can make tiny little windows or wall wide windows or little thin segments and columns, like it all actually creates a lot of character to the base with the feeling of it and the lighting in a way that I don't think we had before.
Yeah, I think for me, like when I first played Subnautica, I kind of just got super distracted from the plot because I just wanted to build my base more. So it was really great working on base building in SN2, and I think the main difference, I think, is just so much more range in what you can do. You know, we have interior walls, we have, like Anthony mentioned, all these cool window shapes. We just have like so much more customization, I think. So I feel like every time I go in and play test, I'm making something completely different. And then you see like things that other people are making and you're like, oh, okay, I want to add that to my base. And just like being able to have that range is, I think, really great because, you know, I also have friends, I think, who are much more minimal base builders, and in our friends and family play test, you know, they're like, oh, this is great. I can make the smallest base possible. And I'm like, yeah, that's really cool, actually. Like, fit it into this really tiny rectangle. Like, that's impressive. So just having all that range, I think, is really great.
Yeah, for me, I was never much of a base builder in Subnautica. But I think that the flexibility and how powerful our base building tools are now makes me kind of swim around the map. And when I see things, I'm like, oh, I could put a great base here. Or what if I wrap like a room around this object? I'm always thinking, what can I do with the base system now? And I don't know what it is about it, but it just draws me to use it where I didn't in the previous games.
I pretty much relate to the studio apartment that Anthony said. So I'm excited to see how I can really build that out a little bit more. I'm also wondering, just as a follow-up here, I know in like Subnautica Below Zero, a lot of people actually really liked the moon pool. Like that was such a cool base object to add. Are there anything that you can say that is added in Subnautica 2 that you're really looking forward to people exploring?
You mean, well, in terms of base building, I think it's seeing the degree to which we can continue to add what I call, or what we call, sculptural base building. You know, it's the stuff you see where we extrude things, right? From the world, you can extrude the walls and stuff. And originally we were thinking, oh, this is a tool for building walls. That was the extent we thought of it. But then people like Carolyn and the other people working on the feature were like, what if we let you do this with like a couch? What if we let you do this with like a spot to do farming and stuff like that? Like features that we know we're going to work on in the future. We started thinking about how we could make it to where now you could extrude these and make it different shapes and different sizes in a much more dynamic way that meant we didn't just make one prop and call it a day. And I think the stuff that lets people do that more in creative mode, I think we're going to see people that make bases. I already know for a fact because I've seen people play around and make bases that I was like, I didn't even know we could do it that well. It looks so cool. Like, you know, like where I'm like, I tried. It's like the difference between me playing with Legos and like a Lego master builder, right? And you're like, oh, I guess, you know what, I should just put it down, right? And like people can already accomplish amazing things with it.
A fun thing with the new system, like even though we don't have all of the base building features we had in some of the previous games, it's like because the system is so flexible, you can kind of make your own version already. Like you can make an aquarium like just by enclosing a space. Like we don't have aquariums, we want them, but you can already kind of make one. So just that level of freedom.
Yeah, I think I won't spoil anything, but I think Moonpool fans will enjoy Subnautica 2 for sure.
That's pretty accurate. I'd actually say that we probably have one of our base building master builders here right now as well. I would call Carolyn one of our like master builders for all of that stuff. And so with that in mind, we're gonna jump into the next demo. So Carolyn is, and obviously Anthony and Sam as well, but we're gonna show off what base building can do in this demo. So we're just gonna jump right across to that. So thank you everyone for taking the time to answer the questions.
It's time to do that gameplay demo of bases. I'm Anthony. I'm joined by Carolyn and Sam. Me and Sam didn't work on the feature, but Carolyn did, and we're here to build some bases. We've got our starting section we built before we started the stream, but we'll kind of show you what you can do with it. I'm not much of a base builder. I think Carolyn is much more so.
I'm not either, but I've figured out a couple of cool things I can build. So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix up this monstrosity.
I am sorry.
Still a
We're sorry. We
monstrosity.
did our best. We're like kids playing with Legos, and then you get to be like the
Like,
mom who comes in
come
and
on,
says, "Oh,
guys.
honey, no."
Follow the instructions.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, it has no windows. We're like, this is fine, right? We don't need natural light.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, I'm just topping off this observation tower with these half-round rooms. Not sure. Oh yeah, okay, somebody added a ladder. Nice.
I didn't even realize the half round rooms could connect into one full rounded room like that.
Yeah.
That's just not
We can everything all works, you know. It's magic.
Wow.
I'm thinking we should put a moon pool here for our tadpole.
All right, let me come down so I can see.
we need some furniture. That's the most important part.
Yeah, you got to set that. That place is like our vibe spot. You got to put like a rug and stuff down.
Like a breakfast nook, but in an observation tower.
Yeah, but like we can have that side, but then we need like the feeling side.
So do we each get a floor as our room? Oh, this is.
That's an interesting way of doing it.
I usually make like the entrance area the utility spot so everything's just accessible.
That makes sense to me. I'm setting up my yoga spot upstairs.
I'm gonna put some mood lighting in for your yoga spot.
You can make like a super zen setup if you just put some moon pools. Let's see. Where is your yoga spot?
Oh, the very top.
Oh man, okay. I don't know if this is cute. I love this.
This is where I come and, get my vibes going.
I want to do, let's see, like a water feature in this floor. 'Cause you can make like smaller moon pools basically. If there's enough space on the ground.
Ah, yeah, this first floor area has a lot of this is very utilitarian. See, this is about the extent I ever get to. I get to this point and then I was like, that was it. There's my base.
I tend to spend a really long time doing stuff on the outside of the base and forgetting to put anything inside it. But it looks really cool.
When you're swimming up to it?
Yeah, and then you get inside and it's just empty.
Let's see.
Do this little. Get some lights in here.
Man, I literally never would have thought to put a moon pool on an upper portion of a base like this. Yes.
That's cool.
Welcome aboard.
Do you know we can rotate our lights too?
I kind of did, but maybe not to that degree. This is all the stuff that I always forget to do. What about these soft lights?
Oh yeah. Gotta make a vibey spot. Let me see if I can do. If you like do the moon pull in a certain way, you can get like a little floating platform. I'm not sure if that still works. Let's see.
You know all the hacks.
Yeah. Wow, this is kind of cool too. You can just do a little like plant area. Decorative.
Welcome aboard.
I know we're everyone. We keep I can tell we keep zoning out. That's the one thing about base building is sometimes you just end up
Yeah, absorbed.
spacing out in the work.
Oh, I was just focused on building windows. I forgot that we're meant to be talking.
I mean, I think that's a good sign though. It's usually when you're watching someone play the game and they just lose themselves in the work. I think base building is very much one of those features that I usually call an oh no feature. And what I mean by that is like when you play Civilization and you're like, oh no, it's 2 a.m.
Just one more build, just one more room. Yeah.
It is cool watching people build from the outside and seeing, oh man, it's already gotten so much more lively. The windows really make a big difference. The fact that you can shape them and not just have them be one stock shape.
Oh, we're out of power. I'm going to put some more solar panels on the roof. I wondered why all the lights went off.
Some window dots in. One of the things I've heard some people that have looked at the early base building be like, oh, I don't know if I like it, was they were like, all the bases look, they're just like boxes. But then I feel like that's only if you don't spend the time to kind of make them sort of prettier.
It's only if you build boxes.
Well, yeah, but you can also spend the time to put like the greebles and stuff on the exterior, with like the exterior decor stuff that we have. And it's like it doesn't necessarily do anything, but I think it can like plus the sort of like technical look of the base.
Yeah, I'm sure it will look a lot better when people are placing these things with kind of intention rather than just slapping them on the side of a room.
And exterior lighting and stuff like that helps too.
Oh, the spotlights are great on the exterior.
Yes, when you're coming up to a base at night with the spotlights going, it's pretty awesome.
Like the corridor base you built over there.
Yeah, we can go to Corridor Town sometime.
Oh, we've got some plants on the roof now. Lovely.
Yeah, the grow beds being able to be built on bases, I feel like is such a cool addition from the farms that you just built in the dirt of Subnautica.
Put a little spotlight in the corner there behind the plants. Looks quite nice.
Yeah, I guess one thing to call out, you can also place plants now like using the builder tool instead of before we had this kind of grid inventory system, which I like because I get to rotate them and do arrangements.
Well, and also we'd kind of talked that someday we want to add in things like non-cultivatable stuff, but like the equivalent of like garden gnomes and rocks, so you can compose like a proper garden. But yeah, I already think I had no idea you could put a grow bed on a grow bed. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was like originally a bug in one of our playtests, and we were like, just make it a real feature.
So cool. Yeah, that already feels more like a garden than, you know, the singular sort of tree pot plants of Subnautica.
Oh, we had the same idea to light it.
Yeah, let's just put like 18 lights on it until our retinas are burned.
I don't know if you can still do it, but that was the thing where just like you could have crazy amounts of lights.
Yeah. I mean, You can still build a lot of lights. I say do so at your think of your port PC at some point.
Welcome aboard.
You know, we also have like custom grow bed shapes for on top of corridors.
No. I've only ever tried to build them on top of roofs. That's awesome.
I didn't know you could build them on corridors.
Yeah, and it's cool that you can extend them out dynamically.
Yeah.
That is
That's cool.
that is so much more elaborate than I thought it would be.
Fits so nicely with the rails on the side as well.
I'll be right back. I gotta go to corridor 10 now that I know this.
You're gonna cover it with plants. Oh yeah, wait, that's pretty cool. Like surrounded.
We'll come invade your corridor.
Oh, hold on. Don't come through the entrance yet until I'm ready.
Are you making a maze?
Welcome aboard.
Okay, yeah, now you can come in.
Oh man.
Oh wow, very nice. Have you been expecting me?
That's my favorite chair in the game because they gave it that pose. I think it's so good. Yeah, it's so good.
Oh man. One thing I realized we haven't made yet is like interior walls. I like to fuck with people by just like making mazes inside of.
Yeah, you can definitely mix it up.
Let's see. Last minute.
But yeah, I mostly put a loop around just because I think it's cool that you can enclose things properly if you want, which I know is like an old feature. People used to trap leviathans and stuff. I'll be curious to see what people kind of dream up of being able to do with it. But just the fact that you can put all these windows and stuff now in the corridors just makes them feel like they have so much more like utility for beauty and stuff too. Look at our majestic tower. It's like a project planner's nightmare over there though.
Yeah.
Every floor is different sizes. The windows don't match.
It's art, okay? It's art.
I like it. It's uniquely ours.
Yeah. Oh.
What's as someone that worked on it, Carolyn, what's your favorite part of base building? Like, what's the feature that you feel like excited you the most?
I mean, I guess most of the time I say windows. Just because, I don't know, they just look so good. Yeah, and like, you can, I don't know, like, especially combined with all of the fancy lighting, like, it just, you know, it feels like you can just make a window shape and then you get these crazy, like, pretty shadows. It's, like, very low effort, I guess, compared to, like, it feels like you just make a tiny decision and it just looks totally different.
And the fact that they let in light is a bit cool and like real
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
It makes it the big difference. I know that you're not as much of a base builder, Sam, as you're more like me, but what about you? What's your favorite sort of part of that?
Well, first I have to ask who trapped me in with jars.
That was me. I was like, Sam left himself open for an opportunity. I'm taking it.
I was building a nice shrine to this cat poster.
I know, man. I can't help myself. You had your back turned, and I had the jars open, and I was like, it's now or never.
I think for me, it's the lights. The lighting in the game's so nice as it is. It's really nice to be able to just place lights and see what kind of the lighting engine does. Especially at night when you've got like this dome thing surrounded, blasting lights at it, watching the creatures do their thing. So I guess for me it's the interaction with the bases with everything else rather than just the bases themselves.
Yeah. I think ultimately the base building system already is so robust that the things that people do continue to surprise me with it. You know, when I first started using it, I was like, well, this is cool, but I think all you're going to do is build big flat square rooms. And like, clearly that's not the case. It just took someone that was more creative about base building than me to actually take a look at it and see what you could do. And I think the sort of fun exploits that players end up doing in creative and regular mode, I think will be really cool. And clearly, you can build big, elaborate bases all spaced out kind of crazy. But, you know, some people I know are like, oh, is there going to be enough space in multiplayer for us all to have our own bases? I think the answer is pretty much yes. We're doing multiple bases in a really small part of the world. So,
I mean, I don't think anyone on the dev team has spent, 20, 30 hours building a single base yet, like some of the players are.
I look forward to the YouTube videos of the person that's like, I built a 8-kilometer single corridor base. Like, you go.
I can't wait to see all the time lapses of people building their bases, filming it with another player, making elaborate bases that are all interconnected with corridors, and it's gonna be great.
We annoyed Carolyn to the point where she had to build her own secret base that was separate from our madness, which I understand. But that's the power of this. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. We appreciate it, and we hope that you build a lot of interesting creations and share them with us.
Yeah, all of that sounds incredibly fun. Like, I loved how they talked about the elongating tool, where you can elongate the farms. You can put windows everywhere, like with the lighting. That's going to be great with the engine. And then also, like, hey, Moonpool fans out there, right? We're going to have the Moonpool for the Tadpole Moonpool. You know what it is, right? It's up to your imagination on anything that you can build in Subnautica 2, it seems like. You're only limited by that. But there is something that you will be able to get physically, right? Isn't that right, Danya?
Oh, yes. So we have worked with Microsoft on something incredibly cool. We have these awesome custom controllers that are Subnautica themed, and we are going to be able to give away some of them to the community. So on screen, you should be able to see what they look like and also be able to see where you can go to enter to potentially win one. So use the instructions on screen, or there will probably be a link in chat or a prompt that you can put in, like a command that you can put in to get everything. Follow the instructions once you get on the landing page for how to enter, and good luck, because these are very limited supplies, so not very many people are going to get their hands on these. So I really sincerely hope that you love these as much as we loved working with Microsoft to basically bring them to life.
They look really cool. They look really cool.
Next up, we're actually going to play a little game. Nothing too crazy. Just a simple little higher and lower game. We're going to bring some of the devs in, but here's the twist. We are also going to have you play. You're going to go up against the dev.
Oh, okay, so it's me versus the devs okay, yeah, you know what? I don't know as much about Subnautica as they likely do. We'll see how that goes.
Let's say hello to the developers who have just joined us. So we'll start with Scott, then we'll go to Aaron, and then Artyom. Say hello and introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott McDonald, also known as Abraxas everywhere on the internet, and I am the creative media producer at Unknown Worlds, working on cool videos and trailers and stuff.
I'm Erin Millings. I am lead producer on the SN2 project, and as everybody knows, I have my love of unicorns.
And I'm Artyom. I'm a level designer. I'm working on the world of Subnautica 2.
Amazing. So, this game is a simple higher or lower game. You're going to be asked a question, and in that question, it is going to ask you if something is higher, lower, bigger, smaller than the other thing. When you think you know the answer, you've got a buzzer. Buzz in. If you are the fastest person in, you get to answer. Feel free to give a little spiel or explanation for why you think it's the right answer. If you are correct, you get a point. If you are incorrect, the second fastest person will be able to steal your point, as long as they say the correct answer if they remember what you answered. So if that is all clear and you are all ready, we can move on and I can ask the first question.
I'm ready. I'm excited.
Read on.
It's going to be great.
Okay. Hands at the ready to buzz in. First question. In seconds, which item has the lowest runtime? The ion battery or the ultra high capacity oxygen tank? Scott is so fast. Scott is so fast. He buzzed in so quick. Okay, Scott, go ahead. What do you think the answer is?
I'm pretty sure it's the ultra high capacity tank because it has quite a few minutes worth of oxygen in it. So that's my answer. I think it's that one.
Ding ding ding, you are correct. It is the ultra high capacity oxygen tank.
Nice. How do you know that? It's been so long since, oh god.
Testing for many years.
It's not fair. He's literally in the Subnautica world. Like he's on. It's not. It's just not a fair advantage. I call malarkey.
Okay, buzzes of theme reset. We're moving on to the second question. So, is the maximum depth of the safe shallows higher or lower than 200 meters? Fastest this time was Aaron. Aaron, go for it.
Lava zone.
Was the maximum depth of the safe shallows higher or lower than 200 meters? It is higher. Incorrect. Which means Point Crow, who was second fastest, you get to steal this if you get it right.
There. You just get to steal it. Incredible.
Could be any answer, honestly, but if I just had to guess out of all of the options, it's lower. I know this because whenever I was doing my Subnautica playthrough, I was really focusing in on that meter depth because I was terrified of going anywhere outside of the shallows.
Yep, you are right. The safe shallows is lower than 200 meters at its deepest point. It's about 100 meters max, give or take, with a little bit of a split. Okay, resetting the buzzers, so you are ready to buzz in again. Which biome is at a lower depth? The lava lakes or the Lost River? Oh, Artyom got in so fast there.
Come on, Artie.
All right.
Artie was
So-
quick off the draw.
I have to go with the lava lakes being deeper. And that's because lava hot and planet center hot.
I mean, that's a heck of an explanation, but you are also correct. Yes. So the lava lakes are around 1,300 meters, and then Lost River is between 525 and 1065. So, yeah, you are correct.
Artie, that is
Okay.
the best explanation as to why. That's the thing that matters.
It
The
makes sense.
explanation why.
Yep. I'm pretty sure that's exactly why they designed it like that as well. Like, that's...
Whoever designed it, you know, that one person that did.
Yeah. Okay. Buzzers are reset. We're on to the next question. Is the length of a ghost leviathan higher or lower than the length of the Ponte di Rialto Bridge in Venice? Point Crow, you were the fastest this time.
Okay. All right. Hear me out on this. All right. So there's the Ghost Leviathan. There's two of them. There's the one in the Lost River, which is small. It's actually like a baby Ghost Leviathan, if I remember. And then there's the giant Ghost Leviathan on the outer reaches, the out of bounds part of the map. And that one's huge. So you know, if you had to put that up against a bridge, it's clearly bigger than anything else. I mean, I've seen. I don't know, I'm a connoisseur of those videos that do the comparisons of each Leviathan compared to the player, and it keeps going, and then that Leviathan, the out of bounds Ghost Leviathan, is the biggest. And like, it's huge. Like, it has to be bigger than the bridge. I mean, think about like if you cut the ghost leviathan up into really, really, really small chunks, like the amount of sushi that you could create from its flesh could feed everybody on that bridge, crossing that bridge for at least 3 years. Easily, Ghost Leviathan is bigger.
You are correct, and that is quite possibly the best explanation we're ever gonna get for an end.
Thank you.
I do have a follow-up with that. So Ghost Leviathan cut up into sushi with or without wasabi?
Oh, I mean, clearly without wasabi, right? Like you see like the actual environment of the Lost River. I feel like that gives it a special kind of a spice, a little umami flavor. The way it's raised. So I genuinely don't think that you need to add anything to it. It really just melts in the mouth when you taste it. Next question, please.
No further.
Next question.
Next question.
Yeah. Buzzers reset. Which number is higher, the code for the captain's quarters or the code for cargo bay? Artyom got in first.
So, I'm pretty sure which number is higher would be the one for the captain's quarters. And that's because since the captain's quarters holds the end game items, it takes longer to force it. 1111, 1112. So it's got to be much farther than the earlier area.
You are correct. You are correct. The captain's quarters code is higher than cargo bay. Captain's quarters is 2679. Cargo bay is 1454.
So I think, you know, Artie obviously is right, but I don't necessarily know if that explanation is valid.
I mean, the answer is right. The answer is right.
You have to get 2,600 different combinations before you get the right one. Exactly. But there's probably somebody that's done that. You know, I don't doubt it, actually.
Yeah. No, definitely. Okay. Next question. Is the power capacity of a standard power cell higher or lower than 150 units? Aaron got in first. Aaron, what do you think?
I think it's higher just because I think it's higher.
I mean, that's an explanation. You are correct. It is at 200. So it is higher because it's higher.
We should be allowed to like phone a friend or something.
Can I get a 50-50?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm resetting the buzzers. Which is higher, the length of the Aurora or the length of a Sea Emperor Leviathan? My gosh, 3 of you were so quick. There was like, it was almost like the start of a Grand Prix. The car getting like right off the start. It was like fractional between it. But Point Crow, you got in first.
The Aurora is bigger than a Sea Emperor Leviathan, and I'll back this up because it took me a lot longer to explore the Aurora and get from one end to another than to swim around the Sea Emperor Leviathan at the end of the game. That's my logic there. You know, there's also a degree of fear, so that might have played into this answer too. We'll see. I don't know. I think the Aurora is bigger.
You are right. The Aurora is bigger. So Aurora's length is about 1,200 meters, and the Sea Emperor is like between 160 to 200. So quite significantly different.
Slight difference. Slight difference.
Yeah, and if you take the Sea Emperor Leviathan, you cut it up into very small pieces. Really good with comparison lengths here too.
You're turning into a precursor now.
So we'll let everyone know. We'll just do like the little calculations, tally up who got the most points. And Point Crow is the winner. We. I'm like, do we feel incredibly proud, or do we feel like a little bit like, whoa, we should know our game a little better than that?
You know, I'm glad my copious amounts of consumption of YouTube videos with purely scale of the Subnautica universe is coming clutch.
Yeah. Yeah, Artyom, you did come in second, if that makes you feel a little bit better.
Hey, it's good. I know if I have any conversion to sushi questions, I know who to contact. So
Thank you. You got my number.
That was so much fun. Thank you so much for participating in that, and congratulations for winning, putting all of us to shame a little bit.
Thank you. I'll add it to the accolades. It is the pinnacle of my life. So thank you so much. It was very fun. Thanks for hosting.
Good. We're gonna take a look now at some stuff that the community has made. Like, I think the one thing that I love the most about the Subnautica community is like how creative they are and how many incredible things that they do. And so we've had like just a little video put together showcasing loads of different things that the community have either like made, created, like anything. So this should be really, really fun. We'll get to watch it. So yeah, let's take a look at what they've been up to.
I can't wait. Oh. Yeah, I mean, this is... Oh, it's like a wire mesh Reaper Leviathan with... Oh, this is going to be so cool. I've seen like a couple of these just like on my For You pages. The amount of talent that this community has is ridiculous. I don't even know how you begin to do this.
Like, look at the fine detail as well, like the size of the tools that you have to use to like put all the teeth in, and then like painting and everything. It's just phenomenal. But I know where this is about to go as well, because I remember watching like the full video for this is like phenomenal. It's so good.
Yeah,
I just like
they're adding the color now. Oh my gosh. You were saying it's just like what?
You can kind of see
here in the back. Oh, what?
Yeah.
Wait, they're filling it with acrylic? Wait. Oh, come on. That's amazing. That's so cool.
Yep. So this is
It really gives that.
Yeah, this is Thalasso Hobbier. So Thalasso Hobbier is based out of Japan. He actually has an art book now of like loads of the resin dioramas that he's done. I'm like wondering if I have it in like close reach. Oh, I do not. If I had it in close reach, I'd show it. But he's like put together the coolest art book of like all the different dioramas he's done over the years. But like they're all like so impressive, like incredibly impressive.
Yeah, I mean, what do I gotta do to get my hands on one of these? I want it like right there. Just put it right there.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine the like logistics of like the crate to ship something like this out as well?
Imagine a life-size one. Oh wow. I mean, that would be ridiculous.
Yeah, I was gonna say you want this, but like you've also got like 3D printers, right? You could feasibly in like segments 3D print a life-size Leviathan now, couldn't you? Like, and piece it all together.
If anyone needs inspiration, all right, you're hearing it now. If you need a call to action, we need a life-size Reaper Leviathan. That would be so neat. Oh, okay, so this is the base for the oh my, and they're putting the waves and everything.
Yep.
Oh,
wow,
the detail.
Yeah, the attention to detail is the bit that always like floors me every single time. Like even the base, just
yeah, with the light
so
on the
good.
on the bottom. That's why they used. That's why they have the base.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. Oh, what a shot! Oh, You know what? I'll be over here. I'm good. It's just it's Wow.
Oh,
So what's this one?
Speaking of 3D printing.
Yeah. Wait. So yeah. So what is this here?
These are like little 3D printed creatures. This is the ice worm, right? It looks like ice worm.
Oh, right. From Below Zero, right?
Yeah. Oh, the satisfying like click, click, click of like putting it all together so it articulates. This is Oscar Stevens. Yeah.
4 head time. Another 11 hours.
13 hour and 11.
4 of those was like another.
So literally 24-hour print here.
Yeah.
Oh, plus more,
Yeah.
plus another 8. Wow.
But it is also.
Whoa.
This is LifePod 2 coordinates attached.
Oh, this is from Subnautica 1. Yeah, Subnautica 1. What a beautiful animation.
They didn't want us to let it happen. We're way past our safe depth and bleeding O2.
Pod is structurally sound, but the fabricator's bust.
And I don't know how long we're going to last. Request immediate assistance. We've got them big old fish in the water with us.
I'm scared and I'm not going outside.
We'll have to... But it's 500 meters straight up.
I think I'm actually going to die down here.
Don't go home without us. Seriously. 3 out. 6 out.
7 out.
4 out.
It's of every single recording of each one of the life pods.
Yeah. That's so good because it like really kind of like obviously you hear them all through the game, but yeah, it just is phenomenal.
It really gives that like sense of dread too, especially at the end.
Yeah.
It's like everyone out. Oh, purple painting. Oh,
That's so good.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, these are like little animations.
职责所在。他们不欢迎我们，将死亡带来了这里。
Oh, this is so cool. This is so cool.
Just notice.
Valid reaction.
It's the fan trailers that really make it too. I love that. I personally just love.
It's like how Marguerite survived, like right? So
Yeah. Which it was such a cool reveal in Below Zero when you find find her and you're like, well, I can't, like that's crazy.
只有一把刀，一个维修工具以及3升淡水。无论怎么说，
Because like you only dream of doing this in Subnautica 1, and to have her actually do it,
yeah,
was crazy. What a great animation. Another wire mesh here.
See, this is the thing that like I can't even like wrap my head around where I would even begin with something like this.
Like, what do you like? Someone needs to. I need. At least I'm asking you guys out there. Like, how do you actually start? Like, what do you do? How do you know that you can do this? Like, what? I don't. The creative process for something like this is lost on me, but I can definitely appreciate all of the work that goes into it.
It's kind of like the same as like it's so fascinating to me when you go somewhere like well we have like Games Workshop, which is like for minis for like Warhammer and stuff like that. So it's like almost like that kind of skill set, but on like a much larger scale. Because like the cat.
Yeah, that was cat. I wanted to point out that was a really cool detail that they poured the epoxy or acrylic in. But they poured it in so then there would be bubbles in there with the actual final detail. That's cool. Yeah, exactly what you're saying. God, that's so neat.
It genuinely, like, every single time, just the community, you're all so talented. Whatever they, like, put their mind to, they can do. Whether it's, like, the smallest drawing or, like, even, like, crafting theories and everything. Like, just every aspect of the community is just incredible.
I mean, it's like, at least with what we saw here, it's like they get the vibe of Subnautica, right? It's not just like, okay, here's the Reaper Leviathan, call it a day. It's like, no, they understand like what it means to see it, and they show it in the art too, which is a wonderful. And then yeah, exactly what you're talking about with theories. I've spent long nights looking up Subnautica theories on what could have happened and what has happened, summary videos and other playthroughs. It's great to see all the creatives out there.
Thank you so much for coming along and hosting this with me. It's always nice to be able to do this with someone else. And it's been a genuine pleasure. So thank you so much for coming along for this.
Hey, and I gotta say thank you to you too. This is you've really, you're the community manager and you've really fostered a great community here, and are the host of a fantastic show. I know that you're excited as much, if not more, than a lot of people out there, because you've been working on this. You've seen everything, all the iterations of the game. So, thank you so much for making this such an enjoyable experience for us all.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much. For everyone who is still sticking around, there are still a few days. If you haven't already wishlisted Subnautica 2, you can still go ahead and wishlist it. It'll just remind you then when the game has come out. But as a reminder, May 14th, do not forget, it is coming. You have all of the giveaways that you can still get involved in. So go ahead, go and join those. You have a chance to win some incredible things. And don't forget, if you do purchase Subnautica 2 during the first week that it is on sale, you will get a special Leviathan statue to decorate your base with. Again, thank you so much. We are pretty much right there in terms of like releasing, and I mean, you've probably seen it through the entire showcase and how we've talked about the game. We cannot wait until it is finally in your hands. So the countdown to the last few days before it comes out is on. Thank you so much again, Point Crow, for joining us. Thank you to everyone for watching. I guess we'll see you on May 14th. Bye.